Good day, everyone. I am Lauren Esalpit.
I'm John Dexter Kehemtong.
I'm Libby James Didiango.
My name is Joseme Laria Sen.
And today, we're going to talk about gestating sow management. What is gestating sow management? Gestation is typically the stage when sow regain condition and prepare for farrowing. So, kaning gestation is like typically the pregnant pig. Sow herd management is generally broken into the three phases of a sow's life. First is gestating a litter, second is nursing a litter, and not pregnant but getting ready for the next litter. Gestation is the longest of the three phases, could arguably be the most critical phase. In the early stages of pregnancy between days 11 and 12 after ovulation, the fertilized egg produces estradiol, a hormone that is critical to the recognition of pregnancy. So, kaning gestation is, makaingon dito nga, grabe ni siya ka-bold nga phase sa pig's life. Kay, daghan og, like, dagag chichiburuchi and all, ano bitaw. So, kaning, during sa mating nila, ay after sa mating, kay diha mabuo ang fertilized egg. Then, ang kanipong estradiol, kani siya nga hormone is mo ni siya ang maga-determine kung buros ba ang isa ka female pig. 5 days after mating, the implantation period starts, lasting between 3 and 4 weeks. This is when the fertilized eggs form the placenta, and it has an enormous impact on the litter size. So, 5 days after nag-meet ang male and female pig, diya pod mag-start og ka-fertilize ang egg inside sa female nga pig. And kani pod siyang kaning placenta kay na po na siya impact sa size sa isa ka piglet. A sow is pregnant for 3 months, 3 weeks, at 3 days, or 115 days total. On average, she gives birth to 10 to 12 piglets in each litter. So, nagabulos gid ang atong mga female pigs is 3 months gid iyang 3 months kapin jud iyang duration. Like 3 months, 3 weeks. So, mahulog na 4 months. 4 months and 3 days. And usually nga mga piglets nga mag-produce sa isa ka female nga pig is 10 to 12 piglets.
Sign that a pig is pregnant. First, know your timeline. Knowing how a pig's reproductive cycle works is the most important factor in determining whether your pig is pregnant. Pig can become pregnant at around 18 months of age or older. When we bred Boo, she was just around this age. Still, births or other reproductive problems are common in younger sows. So, while we know we currently have a successful pregnancy on our hand, we are a bit nervous about birthing day. Since this is our first time, we don't know what to expect. We should also know that pigs shows very few physical signs of pregnancy in the early age. And we need to be ultra vigilant in order to determine whether our sow is pregnant. Second, reproductives change. Once your sow becomes pregnant, she will have no interest in reproductive behavior. If you have a boar, she will reject him and pay him a little attention. She will also stop making any courtship-related sounds and gestures. One of the first observable signs of pregnant pig is a directional change in her clitoris. So, what is clitoris? Clitoris is part of the vulva, the name for the external part of female genitalia. When a sow is pregnant, this organ will change instead of pointing downward. It will move upward as your internal organ increase and pull the reproductive system downward. Her clitoris will tilt again, the extra weight. Third, weight gain. Weight gain may be subtle in the first 100 days, but keep an eye for any signs that your pig is growing. A vicarious appetite and a heavier than normal appearance are good sign that your pig is pregnant. Later, her belly might also appear swollen and asymmetrical, but this can be hard to spot. Fourth, swollen tits and belly. This is an obvious sign of pregnancy, but is unfortunately not usually apparent until around 3 months of gestation. Your sow will develop around abdomen, having a more bellied appearance. At this time, her udder will also swell. You might have some concern that the rest of your pig seems to be losing weight as her abdomen distends more and more. But don't worry, she is converting fat for milk and for resources are going to be her babies. She may look like she's losing weight, but she is likely just redistributing it. Fifth, change in heartbeat. Eventually, your sow's heartbeat will change. This one can be taught to detect if you aren't in habit of regular monitoring your pig's vital signs. Commercial breeders often use heartbeat to measure gestation, but you can do it too if you have the time and means. Sixth, failure to return the estrous cycle. The easiest way to tell if your pig is pregnant is she won't return to estrous cycle after mating. Generally, if your pig does not cycle again 17 to 21 days after being bred, there is a good chance that she is pregnant. 7. Increase appetite. You may not notice drastically heightened appetite during the early stage of your pig's pregnancy, but as it draws to a close, she will become ravenous in the last few weeks of pregnancy. Your sow's body will stop producing most fat as her existing fat is converted into milk for her young. While you should be upping your sow's feed throughout the pregnancy, the last few weeks are vital. Make sure that you give her lots of healthy food and introduce vitamins and minerals to her diet too. Vitamin A is crucial and can be given to her in the form of fruits and vegetables. Now, the time to clean out the refrigerator for her. Last is nesting. The period right before your piglets are born is known as farrowing. At this time, in the few days before birth, your sow will succumb to her natural instinct and begin gathering up straw or whatever you used for bedding. She will use her mouth to gather dry materials and to create a nest as her prepared to give birth. So at this time, it's crucial you make her as comfortable as possible.
How to be better manage a gestation unit. During gestation, it is important that the sow's nutrient requirements for fetus production, restoration of body condition, and other growth are met through balanced feeding. Next is, the goal is to make sure that the sows achieve an optimum body condition, so they are in good shape for farrowing and the nursing period that follows. And to achieve this, it may be necessary to adjust individual feed rations for sows which are either too thin or too fat. The next one is the gestation control. Regular testing of all mated animals for pregnancy presents. Pregnancy presents an insight into the overall fertility of the herd. Pregnancy control, carried out with an ultrasound scanner, will have to start on day 28 until day 42. The vaccination program. It is vital to always work on the vaccination strategy with the expert guidance of the herd veterinarian.
One of the management in gestating sow is their housing. Housing is a very important factor in gestating sow because it is to promote the productivity and longevity of a gestating sow. And a comfortable housing will be a great impact on the production of the gestating sow. First is the building or the environment ambient temperature. The suggested optimum range of air temperature for gestating gills and sow is 60 to 68 Fahrenheit. Second is the heat stress. It needs to be designed to prevent heat stress. The first 30 days and last 2 weeks of gestation are the periods when heat stress can have the most critical detrimental effects. So heat is it has effects on the gestating sow because it can lead to heat stress if heat will be high, and also you need to monitor the heat of the gestating sow. Third is the cold stress. The lower critical temperature or the LCT of a normally feed pregnant is between 68 to 73 Fahrenheit for individually crafted animals and approximately 57 Fahrenheit for group house. So fourth is the insulation. It is to help control the ambient temperature within the gestation facility. The building has to be adequately insulated. Fifth is the ventilation. Gestation facility has to be well designed and well managed ventilation system for reproductive performance. One of the factor in ventilation is the mechanical ventilation. It is a full-time mechanically ventilated system use fans to provide all of the ventilation from minimum ventilation in the winter to summer rates. Systems which use underfloor deep pit manure storage generally use fans to provide some of the ventilation from below to flooring. Second is the tunnel ventilation. It is a type of ventilation, mechanical ventilation that creates an artificial wind to help cool the sow during the summer months. Fourth is the natural or non-mechanical ventilation. Ventilation system that use wind and thermal buoyancy to exchange air are referred to as natural ventilation systems. Hope buildings generally are called housing systems. Many will leave the south end or the end opposite of the winter prevailing wind direction open. Hybrid ventilation systems. It is a utilized natural ventilation during the summer and mechanical ventilation during the winter. Heating. Supplemental heat is required if the gestating sow and gilts do not generate enough to heat to keep the room temperature at any acceptable level. So proper lighting is one of the essential factor that influence quality of the working environment of the gestation facility. So it is one of the important factors in a housing for management for gestating sow.
So manure system, because of larger production system, scarcity of labor, and more stringent environmental restriction, manure management has become a major consideration. Next is watering system. The gestating female's requirement for water is variable with amount and nature of food consumed, body size, and climatic condition. Next one is through system. The majority of gestation facility are designed to water females in either a raised or recessed through. So kani siya is like a watering hole bitaw. Like na ay mga designated hose for the pigs to drink. Last is the frost-free system. Most deep-bedded system are unheated housing. So mostly kani from the word frost-free. So dili sila mainitan kaayo and dili sad sila mabugnawan kaayo.
Feeding system. Various type of feeding system are used in gestation facilities. With crates, sows may be fed by hand or by using mechanical drops with calibrated boxes. Group house females may be fed by hand with mechanical drops or by using self feeders for interval feeding. So, ang group house females daw kuno kay pwedeng magbahog gagamit imong kamot. And pwede sad nga katong mechanical drops which is a device nga pwede magamit sa feeding. Some groups houses females are individually fed with computerized sow feeders or closing sows into feeding stalls to facilitate individual feeding. So some groups of house females daw kuno kay gina individual feed with computerized sows which is a device na pwede na siya i-operate sa computer para maghatag og food sa mga baboy or katong or closing sows into feeding stalls which is katong mga facilities nga pwede sila individually og pakaon. Merely scattering the food on the concrete floor or providing access to a high rugged diet feed ad libitum. So diet feed ad libitum. So it is meant that diet feeding